Hello YouTube, my name is Isaac Holmes, and you are currently watching a video about the new TotalWarTV Hub, and you might be wondering, what is it? Well, TotalWarTV Hub is essentially a group of about 7 to 10 guys who post videos on the same channel and work together. Now these guys have various other channels that deal with tons of different games and Total Wars and stuff like that. So essentially what I did was I grabbed them all together and I said, hey, we should make a hub together. And sure enough they said, okay, so yeah, this is what we created, a Total War hub. We focus on YouTube, but we have a Twitch account, which will be down in the link, and every once in a while we will do live streams. We do tons of things. We will do tutorials, gameplays, let's plays, walkthroughs, mod reviews, tons of stuff like that. And once again, the entire reason that I grabbed all of these people to do this hub was essentially to have all this stuff onto one place. Now, I want to put a disclaimer out there. We are not a ripoff of Total War Network. I know a couple people thought that, and they're a network, we are a hub. They're designed to help tons of people. We're just here posting content together. Now, we do hope to branch out a little bit, but that will come at a much later date after we get established and whatnot. But anyways, back to what we're actually doing. As you know, this is the Total War hub, so we will be posting all kinds of Total War stuff, so every single Total War you can imagine, as well as some other games. We have plans to do a Rising Storm / Red Orchestra special series. I know a couple people are wanting to put up Civ 5, and just games like that, anything that's either historic or an RTS, something like that, empire building game, it will be on this channel, and there will be tons of variety. And I think it's time for you guys to go ahead and meet all of the fellow YouTubers that have grabbed together and are making this hub. So let's go ahead and listen to them.
Hey guys, it's GeniusWars here, and I own the YouTube channel XX Gamer Empire. So my YouTube history, it's a bit complicated. It started off in 2009 with my first channel, GeniusWars, and then I joined with another YouTube commentator, also Australian and also a fairly good friend of mine, to form the Gamer Empire community that it is today. And we started off playing a lot of FPS games. I was originally very much into strategy. My first strategy game, I think, was Age of Empires 3, or the first Command & Conquer. And yeah, so basically skyrocketed into a kind of enthusiasm for realistic games. I got into stuff like Company of Heroes. And basically, yeah, so strategy has always been kind of my forte. That's why I love Total War so much. It tries to keep its historical authenticity, which I really like. So I'm from Australia. I'm from Sydney. Currently I'm doing high school, but this is my last year of high school. I'm actually in my exam period to get into university. So yeah, so I'm a bit busy at the moment and I can't really produce as much as I want to, but hopefully by the end of this month I should have extra time on my hands. So an odd fact about me, I'm actually a musician as well. I play the piano. I also try producing music, and I also do a lot of leisurely DJing as well. I'm into a lot of electronic music, such as techno, trance, hardstyle, house, and that. So yeah, that's a pretty odd fact about me. I'm also a music freak, as well as a amateuristic historian in a sense. I'm really into World War II and such. I play a lot of World War II games, but Total War is probably one of my favorite strategy series. It's just such a visceral and immersive experience ever since Total War. My first Total War I've played was Medieval 2, but I've also started playing Rome, the first Rome Total War, about the same time, and then Empire came along, and Empire became my favorite Total War for quite a while. And then I've played every Total War since, Napoleon, then Shogun 2, and then now Rome 2, which is probably my favorite at the moment, besides its glitches. But yeah, I'm GeniusWars, and I hope to see you guys in the near future. Till then.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm General Santucci. You probably see me on YouTube. My real name is Mike. I'm from United States of America, the eastern part of it. I've been on YouTube since November 2011. I got into Rome Total War. I always wanted to actually play Rome Total War for that, and never got a chance because then my computer was never good enough. So I was, I went with my friend to my brother's dorm room, to see how how he's living and stuff, bring him something to eat and drink or something. And his buddy over there had Rome Total War on his computer, and I asked him, "Can I check it out?" He's like, "Yeah, go ahead." Man, as soon as I saw those soldiers move out and just marching on the field, I was just hooked, mesmerized. I'd never seen anything so amazing. So many troops on the field at one time. So I got the game. I started playing, quick battles and custom battles against computer. And then I got good. I knew the controls and all that. And then I went online, and that was a whole different world. I would say the first 20 battles, I got my ass whooped. And then I figured out some formations that were working for me. I did a lot of 31K, no rules battles. And then as I got better, I would say within like 200 battles online, I adopted the CWB. And then another like 1,500. I wouldn't say, maybe like 1,200 battles I did with CWB. And once in a while you'll see me do like no rules battles in 31K. Lots of free-for-alls. My channel's is loaded with them. Too bad Rome 2 doesn't have it. And I've played other Rome or other Total War games. Let's see. I played some Shogun, not much. I played some Empire, just to play those two on max graphics to see how it is. There is medieval Total War on my channel. On top of that, so I played 2 or 3. I also have Warcraft out, 2 or 3 videos laying around on the channel somewhere, and Stronghold 2. So what got me into history was probably seeing Gladiator when I was a kid. Or I wasn't really a kid, but seeing Gladiator was one of the biggest things. How the Romans just were so organized, and how these crazy barbarians just came out there and showed them, "We're not afraid of you." How the Romans just dominated the hell out of them. Really struck a nerve. And after that, I saw the movies like Troy, which was amazing. That really got me going. Little things like Lord of the Rings. I would say the second and third movie with those big battles got me hooked. But that wasn't really historical, but just size battles. And then you got, what am I missing here? Like all types of war movies, like Alexander. That was like, it has to be one of my favorite movies. Just the sheer size of the sets that they had to build and the amount of people they had to use and all the thousands of people that died in that battle is just straight up amazing. They used elephants, just unbelievable. If you haven't seen that movie, you have to see it with Colin Farrell. And then 300, the movie 300 really, man, my heart was pounding, man, through that freaking first fight. I was like, I want to get up and like just shank the guy next to me, be like, "You're a Persian." And I didn't really do that, but yeah, it just, and then Spartacus, Blood and Sand, that got me going. And then all the series after that got me really hooked. And I'm just really hooked on history. And I've been listening to an audio book. Julius Caesar. It's called The Epic Saga of Julius Caesar and the Armies of Rome in the 10th Legion. I think it was the 10th Legion's in that title somewhere. The book is by, it was read by Stephen Daniel Collins. Or, no, that's the author, Stephen Daniel Collins. I got it off iTunes. It's amazing. I've learned so much history of Julius Caesar, and then the rebellions of Judea, Jerusalem, and all that stuff. Countless amount of things that you could find out. and audiobooks. And I even have an audiobook that tells you before all that, the beginning of Rome and all the myths and all that stuff. It's a ton of awesome stuff. My education, I have a high school education like most people. Pretty much one odd fact about myself. One odd fact. I am 100% Italian. Nothing but Italian. I am 100% Roman. My family name was an armor maker and weapons maker back in the 1800s, and I think it went back to like the 1300s too. Sanctus. That's what they pronounced it back then. Pretty much. Well, I hope this was a interesting little thing for you guys, if you even, if it matters. And please subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned, because I'm going to be bringing you some crazy videos along with the Total War Hub. Thank you for listening.
What's up, guys? This is Sean Marshall, and my online YouTube name is Strategy Roll Gaming. I have been on YouTube for at least about a year and about a couple months now. The reason why I started YouTubing was mainly because I was inspired by most other big YouTubers, as in Eric Hartich, so I just decided, I want to start my own YouTube channel. My main focus on my YouTube channel was Empire Total War from the start, but then I kind of grew over towards Napoleon, Shogun 2, and now Rome 2 Total War. And I also went back to the good old days, Rome Total War 1 and Medieval 2 Total War. I am from Texas, and yeah, I have been enjoying history ever since I was like a little kid. When I was in high school, I started going to the library a lot, looking up history books, learning more about history. And so yeah, I'm trying to major in computer engineering. And the more so reason why I was more interested in Total War series, because the series takes place in multiple eras of the world. So the Roman age, medieval, imperial ages as in Empire, Napoleon, and then Shogun as in the Shogun years of Japan, and also now they went back to the Roman era. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little introduction about myself. I hope you guys enjoy our Total War Hub. Come on by, look us up, watch our videos, and have a good time.
Hello there guys, this is Swedish Landscape, and welcome to this introduction video for TotalWarTV or TotalWarTV Hub, something like that. Anyways, welcome to my introduction video. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about myself, my real name, YouTube name, my interest in Total War games and history, as well as some random stuff. Why did I, decided to make a YouTube account and upload stuff. Basically that's it with it. I'm also going to try to make it short and simple, because I really suck at these things. I'm not really that good when it comes to introductions at all. So yeah, my real name is Christopher, and I live in Sweden, which is probably not that hard to figure out, because my name is Swedish Landscape on YouTube. And I guess I came up with a name, Swedish Landscape, when I was reading about the German Landsknecht. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I'm pretty sure there are a couple of Germans right now laughing at me. And I wanted to have a cool, unique name for my YouTube. So at first my name was going to be Total War Landsknecht, but I decided to replace Total War with Swedish and change from Landsknecht to Landsknecht. And therefore, you get, the Swedish Landsknecht. Landsknecht is the Swedish word for Landsknecht. So yeah, that's it. That's the story behind my name, I guess, on YouTube. I noticed a lot of people, especially people from USA and United Kingdom, have a hard time pronouncing my name. Every time they try to pronounce Swedish Landsknecht, it always sounds like Swedish Landsneck, which is kind of funny because, neck at the end of the name. But at the same time, I can understand why it's hard for them to pronounce it, because it's not exactly an English word, but it always puts a smile on my face. So when it comes to education, I did 3 years in gymnasium. I'm not sure if you guys know what that is, but it's a school to become a construction worker. And I did my 3 years, and then I worked about a year in as a construction worker, and then I quit and started to become or studied in healthcare, but then I dropped out because it wasn't really something for me at all. It was fun at first, but it was boring. And then I went back to working, and actually right now I'm going to, well, very soon I'm going to study to become a teacher, historian teacher, to teach kids history. So yeah, well, someone has to do it, you know. So I guess I should talk a little bit about my interest in history and all that before I go into YouTube and the Total War games. My interest, I started to get interested in history, especially war history, warfare, when a friend of mine came over with a movie. Well, actually, two things that actually sparked my interest in history, I guess. But anyways, the first one was Saving Private Ryan, which my friend brought with him, which is an amazing movie. And then, of course, you have Medal of Honor and Allied Assault, which both takes place in World War II. And it was then I started to get interested in World War II, the war and all that, and the weapons and the tanks, and as I grew older, I became more interested in what was the main reason for the war, why people went to war, and stuff like that, the political issues and stuff like that, the Holocaust and blah blah blah. And I think that was the first interest, my first interest in the historical event, the World War II. And then when I grew older, I became more interested in, World War One, because then you discovered that, and then the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and then later on, I became more interested in medieval era, and then of course the Roman era, I guess. So yeah, that's how it all started. It was basically a movie and a game that sort of like sparked the whole thing. And so yeah, games and movies can be very, very educational, I guess. So yeah, let's see here. YouTube, I think I've been on YouTube for like 3 months now. Actually, no, sorry, hold on. That's way wrong. I started on YouTube back in early 2013, in January. So I've been on YouTube for 10 months actually, not 3 months. I don't know why I said 3 months. So I've been on YouTube for 10 months, and it's been a lot of fun. Receiving a lot of feedbacks, comments, and I guess it was Prince of Macedon, Dust Animator, and Air Carthage, along with other people, that sort of like inspired me to upload videos. I started with Medieval 2 Total War, mainly because it was my first Total War game that I played, and it was actually my brother that bought the game. Back then, I think it was 2005, I was more interested in FPS games and RPG games, not the weapon, the role-playing game. Bad joke. So I looked at this game. I was like, what the hell is this? And he was like, this is awesome and you should try it. I was like, okay. And at first I was like, yeah, this is probably not a game for me. But then it became very addicting. I became addicted to the game because you could grow and expand your empire, and you could take control over territories. Basically, you could use over 100 different units and stuff like that. Everything from infantry to missile units to cavalry and artillery and stuff like that. So Medieval 2 Total War was the first game, the first Total War game I played. And then of course the Kingdoms when it came out, then Empire, Napoleon, and Shogun. Although I'm not really that into Shogun 2, the Shogun series, I guess. I guess I like the expansion, the standalone expansion, the Fall of the Samurais. I think I spent about 50 hours or something like that on that game. But yeah, that's it really. Then when I announced Rome 2, Total War Rome 2, then I sort of like started to get into the first Rome game, because a lot of people were messaging me about the game. You should really get the game. You should really play it because if you play Medieval 2 Total War, you're definitely going to like the Rome Total War. And I bought the game. At first, I was like, "What the hell is this? This is a completely different game." It was fast paced because Medieval 2 Total War is slow paced. I'm more used to that game, and the combat was completely different. The pike units in that game was so fucking strong. I'm sorry if I used the F word. Unlike in Medieval 2 Total War, they're pretty weak if you compare them to the pike units in Rome Total War. So I didn't really like it at first, but then it sort of like grew, the game grew on to me, growing on me. I can't even speak right now. I sort of like got stuck onto the game. It became more addicting, and I liked it. And the more I played it, the more I got into that game. And right now it's definitely one of my favorite Total War games. So right now I'm currently focusing on Medieval 2 Total War, Rome Total War, Empire, Napoleon, not the Shogun series. I'm sorry, but it's just, I don't know, I'm not really into those games. And of course Total War Rome 2. So those are the Total War games that I'm currently focusing on. And so yeah, I guess that's it really. I'm not sure if there's anything else to talk about. I think there was one more thing about this introduction thing, and that was one odd fact about myself. I don't really know about one odd fact about myself. I know I like to have mayonnaise on everything I eat. Is that odd? Does that make me an odd person? I don't know. But anyways, this is it really. I don't really know what to say anything else. So I hope you guys enjoy this introduction video, and now you guys know a little bit about myself, about me. And so yeah, see you guys later. Take care. Be sure to check out the other YouTubers on Total War TV. They are really awesome, and they really bring out, upload good content. So yeah, see you guys later. Take care and bye bye.
Hey guys, Santucci here, or as most of my family and friends know me as Jett Vega. I started my YouTube channel last August 2012. But I didn't really start putting out content until July 2013, and that's when I started getting most of my following. I normally focus on, Empire, Napoleon, Shogun 2, Fall of the Samurai, and Rome 2 on my channel. But I normally have other games on there that I will play, that I'm playing intermittently. I already have on there Final Fantasy, I have the War Z, things like that. That I'll be playing, or Civilization that I'm thinking of playing and stuff like that. What really inspired me to make my own YouTube channel and create it was last August. I was watching a lot of Heir of Carthage. I was going to the gym a lot last August in 2012, and normally I would just listen to documentaries like a lot of World War I, World War II documentaries on my headset, and I decided to start just, putting on YouTube Heir of Carthage's commentaries on Shogun 2, and I would just be listening to him and his strategy and things like that, and he inspired me to make my own YouTube channel, which I feel like I really was meant to do, and because he was so down to earth and so chill, and he had fun doing all his games, things like that. I really wanted to do it, so I did it, and I put some videos out in the beginning, but YouTube took them down because they had some music on there that wasn't mine. I didn't acknowledge it on YouTube. I forgot, or I didn't really know too much about YouTube, so that's the reason I started putting content on later down the line. What really got me into history, I've been looking at history, like normal history, since I was a kid. The first thing I started looking at was when I was in 5th grade. I did a project on the Civil War, the American Civil War, and that really got me interested in history. I can trace everything back to that's where it started. But what really got me into military history was two things. I watched a documentary on History Channel just out of the blue. It was the story of Sun Tzu, and that's where I actually got my avatar pick from that Sun Tzu that was in that documentary. And I also watched the movie We Were Soldiers with Mel Gibson. Great movie. At least for me, it was awesome. It was a great movie and an amazing documentary, amazing on Sun Tzu, and that's really what propelled me into getting into history. And I've been a history nut and especially a military history nut ever since. But that's just a little bit about myself, Sun Jetsu, and this is Sun Jetsu signing off.
Well, I guess it's my time to go ahead and answer all the questions I posed for everyone else. Well, my real name is Steven, but I preferred if you call me Isaac. I got that from Dead Space. Isaac Clarke, he's one of my favorite characters. I do play a lot of FPS games. And Holmes, because I am a huge Sherlock Holmes fan. Books, movies, TV shows, that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff. And I started out YouTube a while back, a couple months, probably start of this summer of 2013. And I didn't start with Total War. My YouTube channel has been around since probably '09. Yes, '09. And I started out, on YouTube just watching Total War videos. I didn't have anything else to do. I loved history, and I didn't know what to do, so I found this guy named Prince of Macedon. I'm sure you've all heard of him. And I watched him, and, I made a channel, and I got familiar with quite a few YouTubers, and a couple of them are actually in this hub. But, I became friends with them and talked to them a lot and played a lot with them, and it was really fun. But one day I was playing Rome 1, and my videos, or my replays and everything else, all my files got corrupt, and I had to reinstall it. And that kind of pissed me off, because I had over like 100 replays, and my computer was pretty bad, so I couldn't record with them. I just like to watch them and see what I can learn with them, and losing over 100 replays is pretty sad. So I didn't really bother to reinstall it after I uninstalled it. So I was pretty upset and kind of stopped playing Rome 1 and stopped with Total War in general. Because my computer was so bad, I couldn't play the new ones like Napoleon that was coming out, or Empire and stuff like that. So I kind of had to move to other games, which include FPS games. So I was actually a Team Fortress 2 huge person, and I haven't played the game in quite some time because I quit about a month ago, or a month and a half ago, but I was really good at that game, and I was in competitive teams, did stuff like that. I had a lot of fun with that. I helped found a community with that, but then people on the internet can often be hard to work with, and I learned that, and I left the community. Community I started, I left and just handed it over, and that was always my goal to do, but it kind of hurt to leave it because of such bad times. But I did meet quite a few people. I'm still in contact with a couple of them, but I just went from basically odd job to odd job in terms of community. I helped out some people on Twitch TV with their communities on various games, and somehow I've been asked to tons of competitive teams because I helped these guys so much. And these are games I don't even play. Like, I was asked to be on a competitive team for Counter-Strike Global Offense. I suck at that game, and I'm sure I'll put that up on my channel or whatnot soon enough. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. So I stopped with Team Fortress 2 after the community fell apart. Well, I played it a little bit afterwards, but then I started putting it on my channel. I was like, this is just kind of getting boring. I kind of miss Total War, and some of my fellow, YouTubers I've been friends with for a really long time invited me to play the games. They wanted me to play them, and I'm like, all right, I'm getting back into it. And with Rome 2 coming out, I got back into Total War and started posting videos of it, got back, tried to get my skill back, and I fell in love with Total War again. I also played tons of other games. I know two main ones that I'm going to be posting on my channel are Rising Storm, whenever I get a chance to play that, and Verdun Beta, which is a new game. Those are both FPS games, but you might even see them on this channel because they are historical games. Although this channel is called TotalWarTV, we will post strategy games, essentially, as long as they're historical and stuff like that. But anyways, back on topic. Where am I from? I am from the great state of Missouri in the United States of America. We are right in the middle of the nation. And I really wish I was from, like, Britain or something, because, no offense to any American fans, but I'm not a big fan of, the government and trying to shut it down just because we're trying to get national health care for everyone. That makes sense, right? Anyways, I already told you why I got into Total War. I got into history. Those typical trips you have as a child, you know, go to the local historical museum. I was a complete total nerd, and we have a local fort in town that served during the Civil War. And I always loved going to it because they would, you know, reenact. And so essentially, one day I showed up like, man, I would really love to do this. And some guy overheard me. He's like, all right, sure. Why don't you show up on this day and we'll get you dressed out and do all that. So yeah, I was a reenactor. That's my one odd fact. I was a reenactor. Did it for quite a few years. I kind of stopped right now because you know how I said assholes are on the internet? Assholes are in real life too. So just keep that in mind whenever you go into the real world, people. There are assholes everywhere. It's like a different species of humans. But anyways, you know, I enjoyed that. It really got me into history, and some of the people there were old teachers, and they had tons of books they would give me about the Roman Empire and stuff like that. And I already loved the Roman Empire, but that is what allowed me to acquire a huge collection of books about the Roman Empire, Alexander the Great, all that kind of stuff. And plus I learned a lot about the Civil War. And so essentially I became an expert on warfare, you know, different generals and weapons in particular. I love talking about weapons, ancient, up to probably World War I era. I enjoy those kinds of things to talk about. So I'll talk about them a lot in my videos. And my education, well, I'm going to college right now. This is my second year in college. I don't know what to do with myself, to be honest. My first major was history, but I didn't really want to teach. I am teaching right here, but I don't want to teach in a classroom setting, and I just couldn't do that. So I switched to historical preservation. I'm currently in classes in that, but historical preservation, although it focuses on a lot of things, my professors like to focus on buildings, and to be honest, I don't give a damn about 18th century buildings made of brick. I just can't. So I'm thinking about moving to anthropology and working with archaeology. I am currently volunteering in an anthropology lab and working with tons of Native American artifacts and going through that. So that is really fun. So expect plenty of Empire, Total War, Native American kind of stuff. That's probably also going to be a series of mine. But yeah, like I said, you know, I hope you guys get to know every single one of these guys. They will be posting as often as possible, and they will be working together, so you get to meet everyone, get their style of gameplay and all that. And officially, they are now allowed to post whenever they want. So expect tons of videos on this channel. It will range in variety from Let's Plays, walkthroughs, just anything, literally. Total War and a couple other maybe non-Total War games. So just expect those. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are psyched about this hub as I am. Please ask questions, do, you know, comment, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It tells us that we're doing our job correctly. And I, of course, will catch you guys in the next chapter.